Spartan Motors ranked number 89 of the 100 best small corporations in America. Forbes magazine announced, "Your company has earned a ranking on Forbes magazine's 1988 list of the 200 best small companies in America, the magazine's 10th annual ranking of the top small firms in the U.S., as published in the November 14th issue of Forbes."
After months of research and design, Spartan Motors proudly presents the latest innovation in the fire truck chassis industry, the Diamond Chassis Series. It is based on components from other chassis series and includes new innovations in technology and engineering. The Diamond Series from Spartan Motors. Please note the chassis comes with a fully closed four-door cab with easy access and entry and unobstructed walkway into the cab. An important feature is the low, wide step height, easy firefighter access into the cab. Another standard feature are two individual front seats, full cluster instrumentation, and the new 1901 single start ignition system. In addition, there is a group of 12 control master switches to the right side of the driver for easy availability from the driver to control other functions within the fire apparatus vehicle. Note the ample leg room for the firefighter down below in the boot and feet area. The dash is laid out that all the warning devices, such as the battery on light, the engine functions, are neatly in the center for instant viewing. All the gauges and functions on the dash panel are available for the driver to see in an easy manner, which is especially when you're hurrying down the road. The transmission selector, as indicated, is located to the right side of the driver. In addition, as mentioned earlier, are the grouping of the 12 rocker switches to the right side of the driver for easy access. The dash is completely flat, as the camera will pan over for easy placement of computers, books, other equipment, plates, fans, items which you, the firefighter, deem necessary on your particular truck. Again, the wide area and easy access of all the individual components as we go through and pan around the front dash panel of the vehicle. Something which is so important is the 57,000 BTU heater placed overhead with directional vents for efficient window defrosting. The controls are directly over the driver. Something extremely important is that the windshields have 2,800 square inches of glass area for better visibility. This is something in our research which was requested time and time again, and that is better and increased drive visibility for both the driver and the passengers. As the camera pans around, please note the equal window location, level windows from the side windows to the front window, and just how much visibility one really has from sitting in the driver's position within the Diamond Series. The large front windows with the newly designed lower side windows yield better visibility throughout the cab and eliminate the blind spots. Front floor of the Diamond Chassis Series is covered with acoustical, noise-deadening padding designed for ample legroom for both the crew and the driver. Note the large amount of room on the floor for boots. In addition, there are no heaters on the floor. One unique feature of the Diamond Chassis Series is flexible and expandable seating. Again, another feature requested by drivers in our research and firefighters. This is achieved by adding 2 seats in the front and 4 seats in the rear. In addition, one has the flexibility to remove the seats or add them after the vehicle has been delivered to the department. The interior cab roof is plated and padded with this deadening material for superior noise suppression and insulation. Again, another important feature which was requested. One distinct advantage of the Diamond Series is the complete inclusion of all personnel. Note the highly polished 2 aluminum rear doors in the cab. These doors are 26 inches wide with a heavy-duty industrial latch system. Another important feature of these doors is that all the occupants, as mentioned earlier, ride in one cab. Now communication is better. In addition, note that everybody rides within the cab so they are protected from the elements. In addition, they are in the safest place possible. Please note that the door windows and side windows and crew area windows permit 360-degree viewing from the cab. Note that all the windows are on the same plane, something which is so important and another feature requested by firefighters in our research and development. The crew area allows ample room for firefighters in full gear, with plenty of leg room and shoulder room. Again, firefighters do not like to be cramped. Accessing the canopy and exit easily accomplished in full gear. And all fires, again, are fully enclosed for safety, and which is a standard feature. The Diamond Series offers a tilt cab as a standard feature. Please note how easy it is to tilt the cab. Simply using one lever and the cab goes up in a very simple and efficient manner for easy access to the engine, transmission, and other components. The power plant on the Diamond Series is the Cummins 240 horsepower engine with an Allison MT643 transmission. In addition, the Cummins 250 with an MT647 is available. Please note the easy fluid checks, such as the radiator, the power steering fluid, the engine oil, and then we'll go over and we'll show the transmission fluid. Again, these are all easy access. There is a hatch panel from within the cab so they can be accessed without tilting the cab. The unit is equipped with a Rockwell front axle with large diameter shocks and a standard 6-leaf spring assembly and 6-inch front brakes. Again, standard components synonymous with a high-quality Spartan chassis. In addition, the Galvanneal Diamond cab is waterproof and carries a 5-year guarantee of operation. Please note that wheel well lines are standard on the Diamond Series. This is not an option. This area takes the biggest brunt of the force. Other features of it include the Ross steering gear and cast spring mounts. In addition, side-mounted batteries have been eliminated. Now, one has maintenance-free batteries, which are now mounted in front of the radiator. One important note is that there is a large amount of space in front of the radiator between the batteries and the radiator for one to mount a front pump in certain firefighter applications. In addition, note the high degree of access and availability of the cab as it tilts in a 45-degree angle. Another product brought forth by
In the May 23, 1988 issue of Business Week magazine, Spartan Motors ranked number 9 of the 100 corporations in Forbes magazine announced, your company has earned a ranking on Forbes magazine's 1988 list of the 200 best small companies in America, the magazine's 10th annual ranking of the top small firms in the U.S., as published in the November 14th issue of Forbes.
Good morning. My name is George Deakill, President of Spartan Motors. Today, I would like to acquaint you with the highlights and the main features of our new model which we are introducing this fall to the industry, the Charger. The Charger is equipped with our all-new Eurospace cab. One of the main features of this cab are its big side windows. The window depth is now even with the depth of the windshield, giving you a continuous line across the truck, which lends itself very nicely to two-toning, but most important, provides you with superior visibility, especially on the other side of the truck. It's drastically reduced the right-hand side blind spot if you ever want to change lanes moving from a left into a right. This also is a fully enclosed cab. You notice that previously trucks like that had an open back end. This truck is fully enclosed from the back. At the same time as we enclosed the rear end, we did remove the wall separating the front and the rear portion of the cab. We noticed that there was no separation between front and rear portions on any of the European trucks, and hence the name Eurospace cab, meaning Eurospace stands one continuous opening from front to back. Okay, the main feature of the Eurospace cab is the clean, wide open floor and a tremendous amount of seating available in the front of the cab. We took the heater from its floor-mounted position and mounted it overhead, and encased it in a nice fiberglass enclosure, which includes two spotlights. Okay, in that position, the heater provides outstanding windshield defog because its main blast of the 3 outs is directly against the windshield. Note the nice, flat, big asphalt. It is padded. It has the gear shift located very close to the driver, then the color seat, then all your rocker switches for the warning lights, and then you are left with a vast expanse of flat surface on which you can mount computers, clipboards, or various other accessories that you may want to have in the vehicle. The glove box is of the locking type with 2 keys furnished, safety handle, and of course lots of footroom everywhere, starting from the driver clear to the officer. Note that I'm sitting in the officer's seat, and between me and the driver's seat there's about good 5 feet of room in here ready to take 2 more seats. You can have sitting 4 bucket seats mounted in the front portion of the truck. All electrical connections are mounted underneath that cover. The cover is securely fastened with 4 screws to guard it against kicking. At the same time, should any repairs have to be made, very easily moved, and all your connections are exposed and very handy accessible. The instrument panel, of course, is our traditional swing door, swing type control panel, which allows you quick replacement of the gauges. A swinging control panel, okay? Now, the main feature of this cab, though, is the fact that there is no dividing wall between the passenger and the crew, between driver and the crew compartment. We still have a very nice roll bar. Of course, everything is generally sleep-padded, completed, but a complete connection all the way from the front of the cab clear to the back. Note the heavy construction of the rear enclosure, which is fixed in the middle, and then you have 2 swing-out doors on each side. Note the very low profile of the engine cover. Okay? Note that the top of this engine cover is even with the cushion of the companion seat. The reason this cover can be that low is because we're using in this truck the new Cummins 10-liter engine, which comes in 300 and 350 horsepower versions. This engine is extremely quiet, and also it runs very, very cool. As a result, it has been very, very popular in fires in the last year and a half. Now, the rear windows are all fixed glass windows. This window here is available also as an option as a sliding window. So that way, this window obviously rolls down. And again, remember, this is a very, very deep window now. This window slides open. Between two of them, 4 windows total on the truck. Okay, now let's examine the rear interior of the cab. First of all, here is a cushion. Here is the top of the engine cover. Note they are roughly at the same height. Give all occupants inside excellent visibility all around the truck. This particular seat is equipped with a air pack type backrest. It is also available with a regular backrest, which then becomes, the seat back looks pretty much the same as the cushion. Note how much room there is in this cab. The distance from this point up to here is 16 inches. 16 inches from this surface to that surface, giving you ample room to package the feet of the largest firefighter, complete with his fire boots and turn gear. If you close the door, still plenty of room. Let's look at that again. Lots of room for the firefighter. Now, let's look at the engine cover. Even the top part of the engine cover, which is above the radiator, is very low. The top part is actually under my armpit. The low part comes down even with the seat. Here's the roll bar, which runs right in the middle of the cab for protection in case of over. Note the construction of the doors. This is extremely heavy construction. The same heavy construction is built into the center section, which is right in here. Again, this reinforces the whole back of the cab. So we have now a cab with seats 4 in the front, 2 in the back, fully in, with a low-end cover, which is completely padded on side. This is all 1 inch thick vinyl over barrel padding. Gives you a nice, quiet, cool interior. Now again, open door, nice stainless steel scuff panel so that you don't knock the paint off jumping in and out of the truck. Good sturdy cab handle and a nice low engine cover, fully padded. Nice and low. Again, in this area, all kinds of room to put flashlights or other stuff, equipment that the fighters may want to put. I close the door easy, and there it is, gentlemen, our Your Space cab, the most innovative and safe and functional piece of fire apparatus introduced here. Okay, gentlemen, so far we've shown you a fairly traditionally designed air truck. Seats 4 in the front, 2 in the back, the engine is in the rear. Now we're going to demonstrate a feature which makes this chassis unlike any other chassis available today in the industry. This chassis provides the easiest maintenance of any other piece of equipment in the industry. This truck is a tilt cab. Watch. Gentlemen, there you have it. Nothing is easier to service than this unit. Specifically, watch this. Gentlemen, now that's serviceability. You can tangle with this truck any way you want to. Everything is accessible from every angle, permitting you to do a first-class job of maintenance and repair. Okay, gentlemen, we are now at the easiest to service fire truck chassis in the business. Note one thing, nothing is mounted underneath the cab. All the accessories are mounted on the engine where they can be easily gotten to, replaced, maintained. Also, as long as we have the cab tilted, look at the heavy undercoating, rust-proofing, covering the whole underneath side of the cab. This is a galvanneal steel cab with the underside completely rust-proof, and we believe it's going to give you many, many years of trouble-free, rust-free service. It does carry, as all other cabs, a 5-year warranty against rust by perforation. The most important feature, gentlemen, is certainly this unparalleled serviceability that Charger offers to you. There isn't another chassis like it in a whole industry. This is what it will take you into the 1990s and beyond. Finally, we almost forgot. Here is one of the most important features of the unit. Notice how far is the rearward position of the engine and the tilt cab. You now have full space ahead of the radiator to install a front-mounted pump driven right through the crankshaft power takeoff. I am sitting right now on the crossmember, which is halfway between the front axle and the steering gear. There's tons of room here to mount a pump and put the controls up front. With that kind of arrangement, the rear end of the truck can be totally reserved for a big water tank, and in effect you can produce this arrangement, a bumper-tanker combination on a relatively very short wheelbase. Once again, look at the space available to install a front-mounted pump. Thank you.
Engines for today's apparatus. Compactness, adaptive, required maintenance. Challenge offers the L10 diesel. What it means. The L10 is an inline cylinder engine with 10 liters or 611 inches of displacement. This power plant has a range of 240 to 350 horsepower. With over 100,000 L10 engines been to tough, over-the-road service since 1982, it is the most successful Cummins automotive introduction ever. Turbocharging helps compensate for varying altitudes as it forces air under pressure. Aftercooling, turbocharged air makes it more dense, providing more oxygen for combustion. The apparatus manufacturers to use modern, compact, and easier to service air. These filters can be mounted under the engine hood, where they are set at higher intake temperatures. The aftercooler will be designed to take air. Unlike air-to-air after, this jacket water after warmer when the outside drop. The thermostat stays closed, and the engine jacket water warms frigid in air, resulting in faster warm-ups, better cold weather performance. Being a short inline engine, the L10 between the rails of your chassis. Because of its squat design, it can fit low in the rails of a rear chassis, providing you with an ideal overall hose bed height. In mid-engine or engine forward design, provides you with the maximum control area or cab interior space. That is something to be done with competitive V-type engines that maintain the acoustically tuned valve, oil pan, and gripper make the an excellent choice for engine forward applications. The L10 expects less noise than mechanically supercharged engines. The L10's modern design allows it to produce the same horsepower with significantly less fuel than comparable engines. Because the L10 burns fuel more efficiently, it ejects significantly less fuel. That means the L10 fitted with a smaller radiator, or when with the same size radiator as its competitor, it has a higher ambient capability, assuring you of excellent hot weather operation. In fact, the L10 runs so cool it has a molded fiberglass valve cover. Again, the engine's line design adapts well to any chassis configuration. All the major components and filters are arranged along the sides of the engine. This makes for easy access from underneath, giving you an extra measure of serviceability, unlike comparable V-type engines, where many service items are located on top, making top side access mandatory and the design job tougher. Most engine components are gear-driven, leaving you only an alternator and a fan belt to maintain. A gear-driven fan is also optional. Each Cummins engine is equipped with the latest in filter technology. A chemically treated water filter protects all of the wet components of your engine as well as your radiator. The chemical DA4 maintains a proper pH level that protects you from scale and thermal growth and the cracking that can follow. It also protects you from the acidic nature of diesel fuel. A high acid number can lead to erosion, O-ring and gasket failure, solder bloom that restricts coolant flow. DCA4 also protects your engine from cavitation, the same cavitation that erodes pump impellers. The filter also picks the area that constantly removes any debris caused by wet or accidentally ingested during fill. In other engines, these particles are left to grind away on your water pump seal. The engine is a filter. With all engines, this lube filter filters all the oil before it enters the engine. This filter, as others, is rated at 40 microns. That means anything smaller than 40 microns passes through the filter and enters into the engine or down the bearing surfaces. But Cummins engines are different than other engines because they are equipped with a bypass filter. This bypass filter is rated at 8 microns, 1/3 the size of a human white blood cell. This extra refining provides your engine with oil containing less grit, and that means 4 times the life of the main rod and cam bearings when compared to unprotected engines. And finally, on this side of the engine, we're equipped with fuel water filter separator second to none. This filter removes not only dirt, but freestanding and emulsified water. Emulsified water is the water substances moves freestanding and emulsified water like filter on the. These simple filters, provided as standard every engine, combined with Cummins quality, you with free meals, basic and schedules. Change the oil filter, fuel filter, and water filter every 10,000 miles or 6 months. Change antifreeze every 2 years. Have the turbocharger, oil pump, water pump, and fuel pump checked every 200,000 miles. Service your filter only as the restriction indicator is red. Avoid overservicing. Should a Cummins technician need to service your engine, their job is made quicker and easier by the CompuCheck settings that come on every engine. CompuCheck is a diagnostic that can quickly be attached to your engine. CompuCheck generates a printout that lists over 150 different engine functions, allowing your Cummins technician to quickly pinpoint a problem. CompuCheck can also be used for your 200,000-mile check, and it can be done in an hour, start to finish. Cummins went the extra mile to bring to the marketplace compact, reliable power that requires minimal maintenance. The L10 is made available by every major manufacturer. Shouldn't you consider a Cummins engine? For more details, contact Cummins at 1-800-DIESELS or your fire apparatus manufacturer.